Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I'm going to review a very famous book. I'm going to review Attitude is Everything by Jeff Keller. Attitude is Everything, which is one of the most famous, well-known motivational books of all times, and written by Jeff Keller, who is one of the most well-known motivational speakers across the world. Now, coming to the book itself, Attitude is Everything. First of all, it's a very lucidly written book. The language, the kind of English that's used here is simple, short sentences, conversational tone, animated kind of writing style to draw the reader in. So for even those of you whose level of English is, let's say, basic or intermediate, you're not very comfortable, reading complex stuff, this is an excellent read. You can pick up a copy of Attitude is Everything without any doubt whatsoever. No matter what your level of English is, you will be able to, get the gist of whatever the author is trying to say here. The basic things you will easily get. Now, how long does it take to read this book? That definitely, depends on your reading speed. It's a fairly short book, like 100 pages or so. So as far as I'm concerned, I read it in 3 sittings because I didn't have the kind of time to, read it in one go. I was coordinating the reading with various other tasks. But I think if you want, you can read it in one go as well. It's not a difficult read to begin with, quite an accessible book. Another wonderful thing about this book is that whatever the author is trying to say, whatever concepts he is trying to explain you, all of these are sort of supplemented with anecdotal evidence, real life examples, from sort of the lives of celebrities, the lives of famous people, or lives of, people the author knows. But more on that later. First, I just want to talk about the basic message of the book quickly. Now, what is the book trying to essentially tell you? It is pretty much trying to tell you, what the title says, that attitude literally is everything. While it's true, as I said, that, action is very important, attitude without action doesn't mean anything when it comes to success in life, when it comes to realizing your dreams, your goals, what you want to do in life. Taking concrete action is absolute imperative, but you cannot take that action unless and until you're in the right frame of mind, you're in the right mindset, or to put it in author's words, unless and until you have the right attitude. So no matter how talented you are, how hardworking you are, how proficient you are in your field, you would not achieve that kind of success which you are desiring or you're looking forward to unless and until you have the right attitude. So even if you're, very hardworking, as I said, and very talented, but let's say you have a negative mindset, you tend to doubt your capabilities, yourself all the time, and, your vision tends to be sort of clouded all the time. In other words, you don't have the right attitude, then you won't be as successful as you deserve to be. Such is the power of attitude. Now, coming to how the book tells us about this power of attitude, it is divided into 3 sections, and each section has a couple of chapters. Each chapter explores, a particular concept very lucidly, for example, the whole thing about making it a habit to do what you fear the most, making it a habit to, constantly try and attempt the things which scare the hell out of you. Then there's a chapter on the power of networking, positive networking, sort of meeting people and networking for mutual benefits. Then there is the power of visualization, mental word images, a chapter devoted to that. And then there's an entire chapter, for example, devoted to the importance of failures in life, how you need to be persistent, in the face of continuous failures. Now, as I said, the strength of this book is that it's very hands-on. So whatever it is trying to tell you, it's not through, some abstract symbolism or analogies. Even that is a different kind of writing and brilliant writing in its own right. Like the last book I reviewed, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, which has a lot of symbolism. But this book is sort of more straightforward and hands-on. And as I said, each chapter has specific examples of, real life people, real life situations, which you can then, apply to your own life. You can yourself visualize yourself in that situation, whatever point of your career you're in, or whatever crossroads in life you're in, Suppose you're also the kind of person who has had a lot of failures and you're almost thinking of giving up, but then reading about these examples of very famous people who had, let's say, 20, 30, 40, 50, or even 100 rejections before they finally hit the right nail. Reading about these people is obviously going to feel you motivated. So, these examples are brilliant in terms of placing, your own life trajectory in perspective, and then sort of, applying the power of, positive thinking, applying the power of having a positive mindset to your own life. One of my personal favorites in this book is one of the chapters which I absolutely loved is the one which talks about the importance of producing your own movies. Now, what does it mean? It simply means that, we are absolutely in control of our mental images, mental visualizations. And these mental images determine our attitude towards life and in turn determine our actions, which translate into success or failure to a large extent. So for example, you have these childhood memories, you were probably not so, sort of good in terms of your public presentation skills. You were always being bullied as a child, or maybe everybody made fun of you as a child, or maybe you were always scolded. What happens is that even when we grow up, we tend to, sort of reproachfully cling on to these negative memories, and that kind of decreases our self-worth and makes us vulnerable. And these are essentially images, right? Because human beings think in images. So consciously or unconsciously, whenever we are getting dreams also, a lot of our fears come alive in dreams, right? So there are these images going on in our head. So the writer is telling us to replace these predominantly negative images with positive images, positive visualizations. So you create, if you have fear of public speaking, you replace that negative image of yourself shivering and getting scared and making a fool out of yourself with a positive image of you maybe addressing a gathering of 1,000 people and everybody applauding. Or, if it's your dream to become a sports person someday, then you visualize, an entire movie in your mind, and you replay that image consistently in your head every other day. You visualize a movie where you're in a stadium playing cricket or whatever sport you love, and, sort of again, people breaking into this applause. Try to visualize as much as you can. So these positive movies which we make of our own life, these positive visualizations go to a large extent, in determining that we will actually take positive, affirmative action to, turn these visualizations into reality. Then there's a whole chapter about toxic people, how toxic people, sort of affect our life, and how they sort of hanging out with toxic or negative people in turn, sort of affects our level of commitment to our goals and makes us negative as well. Now, it sounds cliched, but it is true. I think everybody has that phase in life. Even I had that phase in life when I was surrounded by many toxic people. And the worst thing about toxic people is that sometimes you can't really figure out that they are toxic, because some of these people are very powerful and manipulative, and they'll actually manipulate you into thinking, that they're the best of your well-wishers. And in that manipulating style, they will take you away from your dreams, ambitions. They will, steal all your happiness, all your self-worth. And you, being, the goody-goody kind of person you are, you might just think that, oh, but, this person is nice, they care about me. They probably are just giving me the right kind of advice, criticism, even though it sounds harsh. But trust me, there's a difference between a criticism and, a person sort of venomously spitting toxic energy all over. So yeah, I've had it in life. I think everybody has had this kind of thing. Sometimes helping people overcome their negativity is not possible. It's a journey that they themselves have to undertake. But if you get too much embroiled with negative and toxic people, then it's definitely going to suck all your positivity, all your positive energy. So this is something that I really identify with, and I strongly feel, as the book recommends, that you have to stay away from toxic people at any cost, under any circumstances, and surround yourself with positivity. So there are many more things in this book, but for that, I want you to read the book. And it's not a very expensive book. It's a short book, as I said. It's available on Amazon and it's very cheap. I think 100 rupees or something, which most of the people can afford. And as I said, I've just read it once, but I'm definitely going to read it again. These books are like little gems, which you should possess. And I think these are the kind of books, the more you revisit these books, the more perspectives these books offer. So overall, yeah, Attitude is Everything by Jeff Keller. I think a great book and a great one-time read. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for listening. And if you like my content, please do press the like button and do subscribe to my channel, Rati Agnihotri Official. And more videos later. Bye for now.